Welcome to the 90th Morris County NAACP Freedom Fund membership drive. Our master ceremony for the evening is Clifford Dawkins, Esquire.
Thank you so much. Welcome back, family, to another awesome event for the Morris County NAACP. This is the 90th year, the 90th anniversary of the Morris County NAACP's branch, and this is our virtual Freedom Fund membership drive. I'm your host, Cliff Dawkins. You may remember me from years prior. I'm back. Good to see you all again. Thank you all for being with us. You could have been anywhere in the world right now, but you saw fit to spend some time with us on this lovely Friday, and we are so grateful for it. Tonight, again, is a membership drive, so this is the perfect time for you to renew your membership with the Morris County NAACP or join for the very first time. All right, before we dive in, just want to give a quick shout out to our DJ, the one and only DJ Bilal from Strong Island, New York. And as a youth, prior to his worldwide acclaim, DJ Bilal had the honor of being the DJ for the iconic rap artists such as Rakim, Biz Markie, the late great, Craig Mack, Chubb Rock, and actor Daryl Chill Mitchell. DJ Bilal was portrayed by Martin Lawrence in the Hudlin Brothers cult classic hit movie, House Party. He is known for keeping the party going, and he certainly will help us keep with our theme for tonight's evening, which is Keep It Moving. Now, if you've been to these Freedom Fund drives over the years, you know I like to start with some opening remarks. But before we do, we're going to invite our first honored guest to lead us in the invocation. Dr. Jerry M. Carter is the 14th pastor of Calvary Baptist Church in Morristown, New Jersey, a faithful theologian whose commitment to articulate the gospel in both written and oratory forms has transformed and shaped the lives of generations. He is a highly sought after revivalist, keynote speaker, lecturer, mentor, and teacher who has been invited to share the gospel on numerous platforms throughout the country. Without further ado, our invocation from Pastor Carter.
So bow with me in a word of prayer. Gracious God, we are thankful for your amazing grace, which has been evident for so many years. Thank you for the 90th anniversary of this arm, this branch that you've been using in some very powerful ways. We pray that this time might be blessed with your presence. Your presence is liberating. Your presence is freeing. Your presence makes us whole. So we pray that your presence would do that right now as we go into time of celebration, commemoration of your empowering love and how it has been manifested through this particular body that you've been using. It's in the name of Jesus I pray. Amen.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Reverend Carter, for that invocation. And now, as I like to do, and I know I see Madam President has already given me the eyes. But every year, you guys give the lawyer the mic and tell me to keep it short. This is on you. I will do my best, Madam President. As I like to do, I'd like to jump in to some opening remarks. And in keeping with our theme for this year, let's keep it moving. Family, I know from our work together over the years that we sometimes get tired. We sometimes get discouraged, and truth be told, we sometimes feel defeated. When we look back, reflecting on the road traveled together, the hardships endured, and even some of the battles lost, the regression we see in realms we once made significant progress, such as voting rights, women's rights, civil rights, we may be tempted to lament that we're not as far along as we might have hoped or expected. But we must fight this temptation to descend into despair. For those are simply negative forces at play. And growing up in church in Morristown, we were always taught that when negative forces in our lives remind us of our past failings, we must remind those negative forces of their future. Family, tonight, in line with our events theme, I want to remind us all that the victory is already ours, if only we keep faith and keep moving forward. Again, I submit to you, the victory is already ours, beloved community. If only we keep believing. The victory is already ours. If only we remember who we are called to be. The very manifestation of love and light in our communities and what we are called to do. Spread love and light, speak truth to power, hold accountable our leaders, and push for progress here on earth. And yes, I do have to specify here on earth because there are some folks that believe we're better off relocating to Mars than taking care of home, but I digress. The victory is already ours if we continue to grow together, if we can learn to trust one another once more, if we can open our eyes and hearts to the unique value each of us brings to our collective table of hope. The victory is ours if we keep our loving movement moving forward, understanding that the arc of the moral universe is long, but it certainly bends towards justice. Moreover, family, I submit to you the victory is ours because the divine designer has the final say and says it is so. In a world that is constantly in motion, stagnancy is tantamount to death. So we must keep it moving. Our dreams for ourselves, for our children, and for one another are but fleeting thoughts if we do not couple those dreams with action. We simply must keep it moving. In speaking of our collective dreams, I'm reminded of what the great Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King said of the movements in the 1960s. Words that I submit, dear family, are relevant and applicable even today. Dr. King said, "It may well be that we will have to repent in this generation, not merely for the vitriolic words and violent actions of bad people, but for the appalling silence and indifference of the good people who sit around and say, wait on time." While we must not be guided by impatience or frustration, we also cannot afford to be lulled into assuming a stand by and stand back posture. No, we keep it moving. Dr. King also said a social movement that only moves people is merely a revolt. A movement that changes both people and institutions is a revolution. Let us always remember, even as we endeavor to keep making forward progress this year, the immense importance of touching hearts, even as we push institutionally for progress on our community's agenda. We must simply keep the love flowing and keep the movement moving. On the cusp of seeing a Black woman ascend to the highest court in the land, we simply got to keep it moving. Still, we must also always remember that we are not moving alone. The old African adage goes, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. May the divine designer work to heal our hearts, open our eyes, and help us emulate that cosmic unconditional love. Let's keep hope alive, even knowing we have much work still to do. As the elders like to say, let's keep on keeping on. Stated a little bit differently, as the songwriter says, let us march on till victory is won. With that, family, we're going to move on in our program. All right. Next, we have the Pledge of Allegiance provided by Spence Asag-Bovo, the second vice president for the NAACP.
Good evening, family and friends. Please join me as I recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. God bless all of you.
Awesome. Let's move now to our rendition of Lift Every Voice and Sing. Absolutely amazing. Amazing. I'm always touched by that song, as you all probably can tell, and hope you enjoy that gorgeous rendition. Okay, staying with our theme for the night, I'm going to keep things moving. We're going to introduce our next honored guest to give some brief remarks. Our next honored guest of the evening is Sheriff James M. Gannon. James M. Gannon, a Morris County native with a decorated and distinguished 39-year career in law enforcement and security, was sworn in as the 77th Sheriff of Morris County on January 2nd, 2017. Sheriff Gannon's volunteer service dates back 4 decades. Among his current positions are President of the Sheriff's Association of New Jersey, Table of Hope and Spring Street Community Development Corp. Board of Trustees, Vice Chairman of the Greystone Park State Psychiatric Hospital Board of Trustees, County College of Morse Criminal Justice Advisory Board, and Ramapo College Social Work Community Advisory Board, to name just a few. He was also the former president and chairman of the 200 Club of Morse County. Without further ado.
Hello and welcome, everyone. I'm Morris County Sheriff James Gannon. Allow me to offer my sincere congratulations to the Morris County branch of the NAACP on its 90th anniversary celebration. I also must thank the Executive Committee, the Youth Council, and the 90th Freedom Fund Anniversary Committee for including me among the distinguished individuals receiving your Game Changer Service Awards this year. I am deeply honored by this recognition and its affirmation of my dedicated staff who come to work each day hoping to make a positive, lasting impact on our community. As a law enforcement officer, I know nothing we do can be successful without the support of organizations like yours. It is vital to have strong connections to diverse communities that make up Morris County so that we understand the public's concerns and are better guided on the job we need to do. I've been in law enforcement for almost 40 years, and I've learned that police officers need to be warriors and guardians. We are here to protect the community, but at times we must also be the force trained to stand between our community and the violent, pervasive predators who would prey on us all. Nevertheless, my office has another important role, one that helps people to overcome the obstacles in their lives that land them in the criminal justice system. No one wins when we are simply bringing people into court, locking them up, or, and this is the worst part of my job, responding to someone who overdosed or landed in circumstances where a lethal outcome was inevitable. We launched Hope One almost 5 years ago to address the overdose crisis. As some of you may know, Hope One is our mobile access recovery vehicle that goes into locations throughout the county each week to find people struggling with addiction and mental health issues and gets them into treatment. We ended 2021 with a record-breaking 9,603 contacts, and we delivered 1,904 life-saving Narcan kits, which are used to revive people who overdose on opioids. Those kits have been used 86 times to save a life or try to save a life. Hope One has not only become a national model, but it has also inspired a broader program last year to reach people at risk of other life-destroying problems. We realized that by collaborating with other government agencies, we may be able to identify and aid people at risk of homelessness, hunger, poverty, abuse, mental illness, or a combination of factors that inevitably lead them into trouble or worse. I was honored that Hope One was selected by the International Association of Chiefs of Police for the 2019 Public-Private Partnership Award. We launched Hope Hub, combining the expertise and resources of multiple public service agencies to identify and provide assistance to vulnerable people needing everything from homeless solutions or addiction treatment to mental health counseling or a combination of services. To date, 147 situations have landed with Hope Hub, either an individual or family believed to be at an acutely elevated risk. We are getting there, hopefully, before things get worse. Inside the Morris County Correctional Facility, We also are trying to guide those who already have landed in the legal system before their personal decline gets worse and creates a negative ripple effect on their families and the community. Within 5 years of release from custody, nearly 3/4 of ex-offenders are rearrested. More than half return to incarceration after being convicted of a new crime or violating the conditions of the release. Through our STAR program, which stands for Successful Transition and Reentry, the Morris County Office of Temporary Assistance is providing a case manager to connect individuals to important services during and after their incarceration. The STAR program also follows a client for 1 year after release to provide continued assistance while the individual is integrating back into our community. Last summer, we launched Community Connections through the STAR program with the Morris County Prosecutor's Office and the Superior Court of Morris County. This new program links individuals who end up in the criminal justice system to an array of services, including recovery support, mental health services, and social services. I've been invited, along with the Community Connections team, to present at the 2022 National Sheriff's Conference in Washington, D.C. These are just a few of the many innovative measures we are taking to be more effective in the community. And I thank the NAACP again for recognizing them through the honor you bestowed on me tonight. Thank you for inviting me to say a few words, and please enjoy the rest of the evening. Together, we can continue to accomplish great things. Thanks a lot.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sheriff Gannon. We're going to keep things moving. We're going to move into our next honored guest, the one and only Reverend Dr. Forrest Pritchett. Throughout his 50-plus years in New Jersey higher education, he taught at Fairleigh Dickinson, Rider, Princeton, William Patterson, and Seton Hall universities. He was among the early pioneers who helped to integrate administrative and faculty departments in the late 60s. He was instrumental in developing initiatives that transformed these institutions into places that were more receptive to African Americans and other diversified populations in the student and staff populations. He also participated in developing curriculum that showed the uniqueness of the African culture and that reflected America's ethnic heritage. Currently at Seton Hall University, Dr. Pritchett is the senior advisor to the university provost, an adjunct professor in the Africana Studies, Interdisciplinary, Multicultural, and Religious Studies departments. He is also the program director for the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Leadership Program and the Gospel Choir. He's a trainer with the Human Relations Initiative, NCBI, or the National Coalition Building Institute. He was a consultant to the Congressional Black Caucus on economic development. He received numerous awards from the university, including the Seton Hall University Human Relations Citation and the Seton Hall University's highest honor, the McQuaid Medal for Distinguished Service. In 2016, he received the President's Lifetime Achievement Award from the Corporation for National and Community Service under President Barack Obama. Without further delay, Reverend Dr. Forrest Pritchett.
Well, 50 years have passed since civil rights leader Dr. Martin Luther King led that 1963 March on Washington, where he delivered his historic I Have a Dream speech. Today we ask the question, are he and that message he so eloquently delivered still relevant? Joining us is Reverend Dr. Forrest Pritchett, Program Director of the Dr. Martin Luther King Leadership Program at Seton Hall University, and two of his students, Wallace Weaver, President of the MLK Scholar Association, and Christian Powell, Senior in that MLK Scholar Association. Thank you all for coming on board today.
Thank you very much.
Let me throw this first question to you first. The relevancy of Dr. King in this day and age. Do we still look to him as great an individual as he was in that day?
I sure do hope so. Dr. King continued a legacy which was started over 100 years earlier, the fight for freedom. We can think back to 1863 and the Emancipation Proclamation and the great freeing of that enslaved population. But he carried the message, into the 20th century, It is now, I think, our responsibility to follow his model and even the model that he followed, which is the servant leadership of Jesus Christ, into the 21st century. And we're so proud to be the burden bearers of that legacy.
If you were to take that speech and deliver it today, are there any things that you would change?
I believe so. The context, obviously we live now more in a global economy, a global community. Communications are much more instant. And I believe that world poverty, world crime, and war
Still
would be major issues.
And the state of African Americans as well.
Yes.
Let me ask the two of you, as students, when you look at the name on the marquee of this program, MLK Scholar, what do you take with you when you leave and you go home every day?
I think primarily what you take back is a sense of obligation. When you are a Martin Luther King Scholar, every day you wake up knowing that this is your mission to continue the legacy of a man who stood for it so much, and it just reminds you that we have come a long way, but there's still so much more that we can do.
Christian, what do you get from your fellow students when they know that you're a part of this program? What do you feel like you're the standard bearer of, so to speak?
I do feel as though I'm the standard bearer. I feel as though I have to represent not only Dr. King, but also his legacy.
I think many of us realize that through the presidential campaign of Barack Obama, it's one of the last stands for a new type of perhaps racism and classism. And I think America sent a very resounding message in 2012 with his re-election.
You know, one of the things that was striking to me as we saw some of the I wouldn't say protests, but campaigns on the other side of the aisle,
yes, sir,
where you had folks wearing T-shirts that said "Put the white back in the White House."
Yes, sir.
Which was, I mean, to be that open about it suggested, the 50s and the 40s, some of that mentality is still out there.
Brian, I can remember as a young man myself hearing another phrase. As the civil rights movement became more persistent and our progress became very evident, many people began to say, you may get these laws, civil rights laws, but there's one thing you'll never get. You'll never get the White House. Now that we've achieved that goal, it's onward and upward.
Well, that's something to be said. I think there are a lot of us in our generation who thought that would never, ever happen.
Yes, sir.
And here we are. We've got these two fine young men with the next generation, so we're
Indeed.
looking forward to great things from all of you.
Yes, sir.
Thanks much for coming on board and sharing with us.
Awesome. Outstanding. It is always great to see our very own Dr. Pritchett, Reverend Dr. Pritchett. Next, we have on our agenda to move into our environmental justice. And so I'm going to invite our very own Marcus Sibley to present to us a clip on environmental justice.
Congressman Frank Pallone joined with advocates who said more money could be on the way if the Build Back Better bill is approved in Washington.
It should be that when you turn on the tap, that you don't have to worry that it's contaminated or it's not clean or you can't trust the water. And that's what this is all about, trying to bring money and action back from Washington that helps.
So the Build Back Better Act is an opportunity for us to finally get a good start. We haven't had a chance to build. So building back better for the country is an opportunity for certain communities to actually have an opportunity to build. Good morning, everyone. Again, Marcus Sibley, National Wildlife Federation, as well as the New Jersey State Conference, NAACP. And I'm very excited to be here amongst so many community champions who understand how important this moment is. I just want everyone to take a second. I just want everyone to take a really quick second. I want you to imagine what the impacts on mental health for mothers is when their child is born with low birth weight. I want you to think about the father who works every single day to do the best that he can, but his child has asthma and is missing school. I want you to think about the parents who put every single dime and every single effort of their energy and their being into providing for their child, but their child has neurological disorders. So I want you then to think about what it must feel like when forever you've been told that you're responsible for that. Forever you've been told that something you're not doing correctly is the reason why you have those issues and your child has those issues. So today we know everything that I mentioned has a connection to pollution, air pollution, lead in water, PFAS, all these things that are inside the things that we're supposed to have naturally, water and air. These things are corrupted and it's impacting certain communities disproportionately. And we forever had to deal with the guilt and the shame of thinking that we were responsible when it had nothing to do with us all along. So now, since we are realizing that those health reasons that we've been blamed for are due to pollution, like I said, the quality of the air we breathe, the purity of the water we drink are results of the places we live, all because of who we are. And it is what it is. We don't want sympathy. We don't need your guilt. What we need is your assistance to right these irrefutable wrongs. Let me say that again. We don't need your sympathy. We don't need your guilt. We need you to get in here and help us to fix these problems that have been caused because of racism, because of white supremacy. We are in Perth Amboy, New Jersey right now, one of the most significant slave trading ports along the Northeast. Right here, this is where we are. This is the history. So when you take slavery, then you take Jim Crow, then you take redlining, then you take segregation, then you take lynching, then you take environmental injustices. Many communities haven't had a chance to build. There was never a chance to build. So we see the Build Back Better Act as an opportunity to finally have an opportunity to build in this country. New Jersey has one of the worst racial wealth gap issues in the country because certain communities didn't have a chance to build. So we are very excited about the Build Back Better Act as well as the infrastructure bill. We absolutely appreciate Congressman Pallone for all the work that you're doing. We have made many strides, but there's much more work to do. And we want people to understand that something has been done incorrectly. We are making baby steps to fix an issue, but there is no touchdown for a long time. There's no time to celebrate. We can acknowledge these small victories, but we have to keep pushing. And in order to get there, it's going to take everybody who's out here today and everyone who's tuning in, because this can't be fixed with a few people. So I'd like to thank you very much for this time on behalf of the National Wildlife Federation and the New Jersey State Conference, NAACP. Thank you so much.
Outstanding. Thank you so much, Brothers Sibley, for all you do and for that amazing clip. We're going to introduce the illustrious attorney, Benjamin L. Crump, but not before I get to read your bio, sir. It is so good to see you again. But let me properly introduce you, all right? Through a steadfast dedication to justice and service, renowned civil rights and personal injury attorney Benjamin Crump has established himself as one of the nation's foremost lawyers and advocates for social justice. He worked on some of the most high-profile cases in the United States, representing the families of Trayvon Martin, Michael Brown, Stephon Clark, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, George Floyd, say their names, as well as the residents of Flint, Michigan, who were affected by the poisoned water of the Flint River. He has been nationally recognized as one of the most influential people of 2021 by Time 100, the 2014 NNPA Newsmaker of the Year, the National Trial Lawyers Top 100 Lawyers, and Ebony Magazine Power 100 Most Influential African Americans. In 2016, he was designated as an honorary fellow by the University of Pennsylvania College of Law. His book, published in October of 2019, Open Season, Legalized Genocide of Colored People, reflects on the landmark cases he has battled and how discrimination in the courthouse devastates real families and communities. He's the founder and principal owner of Ben Crump Law. He is a role model, one of the hardest working people in the law, and someone that I've had the pleasure of observing do his thing. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to welcome for tonight's event our keynote speaker, the one and only Benjamin L. Crump, Esquire.
Thank you very much, Attorney Dawkins. I apologize for the technical difficulties. Thank you again to Ms. Vanessa Brown for the invitation to be here and greet you all at the Morris County chapter of the NAACP on your 90th anniversary, theme Keeping It Moving. As I was saying, that's exactly what I am attempting to do every day when I wake up and I assume my mission in life that God has placed before me, and that is to be an unapologetic defender of Black life, Black liberty, and Black humanity. And in doing that, Attorney Dawkins, we try to do many of the things that you all have been doing for 90 years, and that is to go give a voice to those without a voice, to try to fight for those who are being marginalized, disenfranchised, and victimized. Much like when I come to you this evening with a heavy heart, because Ms. Brown, I was just in Minneapolis with the parents of Amir Locke, the young man who you all may have seen was laying on his cousin's couch sleep in the wee hours of the morning when the police executed what I believe to be an unnecessary, unjustifiable, and an unconstitutional execution of a no-knock warrant that caused him to be shot at least 3 times, maybe as many as 5 times. His mother and father believed that Amir did not even know who was in the apartment who shot and killed him, went to his grave not knowing. And so it's just a heavy heart when you think about the fact that this is Black History Month. And we should learn from history so we don't continue to repeat the same mistakes that we made in the past. Minneapolis Police Department was supposed to ban no-knock warrants after our sister Breonna Taylor was killed 2 years ago as a result of another unconstitutional, I believe illegal, execution of a no-knock warrant. Because remember, Attorney Dawkins, the police officers lied on the probable cause affidavit to get the judge to sign the no-knock warrant in Breonna Taylor's case when they said that the postmaster had told them that Breonna had received several suspicious packages. When the truth of the matter, the postmaster said he did not ever tell the police that. She only received 2 packages that year, and they both were from Amazon and UPS, and there was nothing suspicious about them. But yet they busted in her front door at 1 o'clock in the morning and mutilated her, Miss Brown, with 9 bullets while she was practically naked in her nightgown in her own apartment. And when we represented Breonna Taylor, we look back at the 2 years prior to this tragedy of how many people they executed these no-knock warrants on. And not surprising, but very, very alarming, we found that 82% of all of the no-knock warrants that were executed in Louisville, Kentucky, 2 years prior to Breonna Taylor being killed were on African-American families. And Ms. Brown, 68% of the time, they found nothing. They busted open their front doors, violating the Fourth Amendment rights against unreasonable searches and seizures, and found nothing. And imagine the psychological effect that that left on these families of color. The people who were supposed to protect and serve them was busting in their house, pointing guns at them. And so, regrettably, because they didn't learn the lesson of Breonna Taylor, we now have another unjust killing of an innocent young Black person to discriminatory and reckless police policies. And I believe we can do better. We are not against police. We're against bad policing who use excessive force and act unreasonable in doing their duties that leads to us being killed. I mean, I just did an interview earlier today, as you know, Ms. Brown, and they were saying, well, do you think the police should be charged, though he didn't mean it? And I scratch my head often and I say, they just really don't think our children's lives matter at all. I mean, oh, they want to say, oh, my bad, he was innocent. His name wasn't on the search warrant, so let's just forget about it. But we can't forget about it because Amir was real. Amir was one of our brightest hopes for the future, just like Breonna Taylor, just like Trayvon Martin, just like Tamir Rice, just like Atiana Jefferson, just like George Floyd, just like Pamela Turner, just like Alton Sterling, just like Eric Gardner, just like Stephon Clark, just like so many of our brothers and sisters who we have come to know as hashtags. You see, we have to continue to remember it is our duty, as you all know so well, Morris County branch of the NAACP, that we must always speak truth to power every chance we get. Martin Luther King said, the coward asked the question, is it safe? He said expediency asked the question, is it politically correct? And then he said vanity comes along and asks the question, is it popular? But then Dr. King said conscience comes along and asks the question, is it right? And Dr. King said there comes a time when one must take a position that's neither popular nor politically correct or not even safe. He said there comes a time, Attorney Dawkins, when one must take a position because their conscience tells them it is the right thing to do. I submit to you, it is the right thing to do to speak up for our children's future. It is the right thing to do for us to stand up for our children's future. And brothers and sisters, it is the right thing to do for us to fight for our children's future. And we have to be prepared to fight until hell freezes over. And then, Ms. Brown, we got to be ready to fight on the ice, because that's how important our children have to know we believe in them and we believe in their futures. And we say Black Lives Matter, we really believe it. And we just don't want to say it and it be rhetorical. No, we want our actions to let our children know that we believe in them, that they represent our future. They're the best thing that we have to offer the world, that they are the answer to the dreams of the slaves in the cotton fields that survived slavery, to produce generation after generation to see this day, when you will see someone as outstanding as Attorney Dawkins using his legal education and his acumen to uplift the community. You will see Ms. Brown using her leadership to uplift the culture. That's what this fight is about, for our children to know, based on empirical evidence, based on documented history, that we spoke up for them, we stood up for them, and we fought for them. And we will continue to do so no matter what. I know from technical difficulties, I'm coming to you all a little later than usual, so I wanted to condense my thoughts. But I will say this in conclusion. My personal hero, Thurgood Marshall, said at the 200-year celebration of the signing of the U.S. Constitution, and it was somewhat controversial for whatever reasons, but that's why he's my personal hero, because he never wilted. He always spoke truth to power, no matter who the audience, even if it was the United States of America and him speaking from the Supreme Court. Justice Marshall said that the basis of the American Constitution is simply this: that a Black baby born to a Black mother, the most uneducated Black mother, the most inarticulate Black mother, the most impoverished Black mother, has the same exact rights as a white baby born to a white mother, the most educated white mother, the most articulate white mother, the most affluent white mother, just by virtue of that baby drawing its first breath as an American citizen. Now, Justice Marshall said, I know that's not the case in America today, but I challenge anybody to say that's not a goal worth fighting for. I challenge anybody to say that's not what makes America the great beacon of hope and justice for all the world to marvel. So when we stand up for the George Floyds of the world, and we stand up for the Breonna Taylors of the world, and we stand up for the Ahmaud Arbery's of the world, and the Trayvon Martins of the world, and more importantly, when we stand up for the unknown Trayvons and the unknown Breonnas and the unknown George Floyds, when we stand up for whom my grandmother would commonly refer to using the biblical reference, when we stand up for the least of these, what we are really doing is helping America live up to its creed. What we are really doing is helping America be the great beacon of hope and justice for all the rest of the world to marvel. But what we are really doing, my brothers and sisters of the Morris County chapter of the NAACP in the great state of New Jersey, what we are really doing is helping America to be America for all Americans, and that our children have an equal opportunity at life and liberty and the pursuit of happiness. And so I thank you with my whole heart, NAACP, for your 90 years of leadership, service, and uplifting the culture and the community there in New Jersey. God bless you all. I pray your strength.
We cannot thank you enough. If you are in your seat and your heart rate isn't 10 times what it was before Mr. Crump came through, you might want to check your pulse. We can't thank you enough for all you do, sir. We are certainly proud of you. We are certainly cheering you on. And we're grateful. We're grateful that you put your life, your reputation, your work on the line every day for us, right? To get us that much closer to a more perfect union. God bless you, and thank you for spending time with us here tonight.
Thank you all. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now I get the tremendous honor and pleasure of welcoming to the fore our very own fearless leader, the wonderful, amazing, brilliant, gorgeous Madam President, Vanessa Brown of the Morris County NAACP. Welcome, Madam President.
Thank you, Cliff. Thank you. And thank you, Attorney Ben Crump, for that wonderful keynote speak. It certainly has charged us and reignited us to continue to fight and uplift the community and protect our kids. So now I'd like to recognize 3 people who are receiving the community awards, Game Changers. One community award person is Reverend Samaria Ann Tillman. And the next person will be Dr. Christine Johnson. And then we'll have housing from Blair Wilson. Reverend Samaria Ann Tillman, she was born in August on the 24th. And I'm not going to give you her age. And let me just say, we are lifting a prayer up for Reverend Tillman, who just recently had surgery, so she couldn't personally speak with us. She was educated at Brown College, Morris Brown College in Atlanta, Georgia, a graduate of Fairleigh Dickinson University in Madison. And she attended and received her degree from Drew Theological Seminary, also in Madison. She was a previous worker at IBM Corporation, independent consultant for Lee Hecht and Harris. Many of you know their construction company, large company. Belcor Research, AT&T, Black Enterprise Magazine, Vice President of Human Resources. And currently she is Calvary Baptist Church's Director of Operations and Pastoral Counseling. So when you see Reverend Tillman, please, give her a hand clap. And she had a statement: the family, the relationship with my son's daughter, my granddaughter Maya, has been a joy to rekindle while living together for the past 6 years. This experience has made our relationship even stronger. One of my most satisfying wishes was to witness my granddaughter's dream and support her through graduating college. With the help and abundance of love from God and the tremendous amount of blessings that poured into from a Calvary Baptist Church family, I'd like to personally thank Pastor Jerry M. Carter, Dr. Carter, for his support and confidence in her during journey as a minister. She said, I've been able to touch so many lives and to be a part of so many blessings that have happened over my lifetime, and they in turn have blessed me. So we congratulate Reverend Tillman, Samaria Tillman, this year, and she will receive a plaque, and so will our other recipients for this award during this time for community service. Congratulations again, Reverend Tillman, Samaria Tillman. Thank you. The next community game changer is Christina Johnson. Dr. Christina Johnson is a physician at the Maplewood Family Medicine Center and is on faculty at Overlook Family Medicine in the Atlantic Health System. Born and raised in Philadelphia, she is board certified family medicine physician who completed her family medicine residency at the Overlook Medical Center. She's a graduate of Howard University of Medicine, where she also earned her doctorate in microbiology. She is committed to whole person wellness and is passionate about community health education. She is an Atlantic Health Medical Group board member and chairs the Atlantic Medical Group mentoring program and Union Essex Regional Council Diversity Work Group. She's also committed to her community, serving as a member of the Family Promise of Union County, board member from 2016 to 2020. And as a Calvary Baptist Church Health and Healing Ministry convener. Among her honors, she is a 2022 American Hospital Association Next Generation Fellow. a Morris County NAACP game changer for now that we're giving her this award, a New Jersey Biz Physician of the Year awardee. We'd like to congratulate Dr. Christina Johnson, and we have a message from her.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Christina Johnson. I'm a family medicine physician, educator, daughter, sister, auntie, and friend. I would like to thank the Morris County branch of the NAACP for this honor and to also congratulate the other honorees. It's my goal to empower patients in our communities to pursue their best health. That's physical, emotional, spiritual, psychological, and financial health. I encourage all of you to see your doctors this year, to catch up on those preventive screenings, get the vaccines that you need to stay healthy and well, and then volunteer and give your time and energy towards your community to also encourage them to heal during this time. Again, I thank you for this high honor. I appreciate this award, and I look forward to providing information and education to the community. Thank you.
Congratulations again, Dr. Christina Johnson. The next recipient for a community award is Blair Wilson. I believe it's Fleischer Wilson. She's the Chief Executive Officer for Morris Habitat for Humanity in Randolph, New Jersey, serving Morris, Middlesex, and portions of Somerset and Union counties. She leads the mission in building homes and partnering with the community and lower income families seeking American dream home ownership and other solutions. Through her successful tenure of nearly 20 years, she leads one of the largest Habitat affiliates in the metropolitan area with over 50 employees, oversees a $9.5 million budget, has built, repaired, and assisted 800 families with housing solutions. She has developed and implemented strategic business plans leading to substantial revenue and program growth. Significantly growing the organization, working with over 15,000 volunteers, visits annually to directly helping 100 plus families a year. Through new construction, rehab, and repairs, she's established the organization's retail operation, Restore. That's where you can go purchase items. Some are used and some are new. And it's commerce virtual store that supports the organization with annual revenues of $2.9 million. With over 25 years of experience in affordable housing sector, she currently serves as a board member in the following housing organizations: a founding member and current vice chair of Housing Alliance of Morris County, a coalition organization committed to increasing the supply of affordable housing in Morris County, a two-term chair of Housing Community Development Network of New Jersey, a statewide association, 250 organizations that support the creation of housing and economic opportunities for low and moderate income New Jerseyans. Chair of the Mountain Lakes Affordable Housing Advisory Committee and a member of the affiliate Enhancement Committee of Habitat for Humanity's International U.S. Council. She also served as a member of the Housing Committee for Governor-elect Murphy's transition team. She has a BA in Liberal Arts, Social Science from William Patterson University. She also has an executive certificate in nonprofit leadership from Center for Social Leadership, George Washington University, a certificate in social perspective and nonprofit management, Harvard Business School, a certificate in principles and techniques of fundraising from Indiana University, and an alumni of Leadership Morris class of 2000. She has 4 grown children and 9 grandchildren. We have a message from Blair Wilson. Let's take a listen, and congratulations again, Blair Wilson.
Congratulations to the Morris County branch of the NAACP on your significant milestone of your 90th anniversary. Hi, I'm Blair Schleicher Wilson, CEO of Morris Habitat for Humanity, and I'm very humbled and honored to receive the Housing Award tonight. I'd like to congratulate my fellow honorees for their work in education and health and in the community. I'd like to thank the NAACP for including me with this fabulous group of professionals who are dedicated to their fields, helping others. This honor goes out to my staff and board members who work so hard every day for the Habitat mission. I am so grateful to work with such an incredible group of people who are propelled by a vision of a world where everyone has a decent place to live. A special thanks and shout out goes to my friend and mentor, Reverend Dr. Sidney Williams, who puts his faith into action every day, building bridges and homes, and he connects people. Home is hope. It's where everything starts for us. It's comfort, it's security. Favorite family memories are forged there. It's a place for sleepovers. It's a place of respite. However, the reality in New Jersey is that it's the sixth most expensive place to live in, and so hope for affordable place is dashed by many. We work to instill hope for families through our work building, repairing, and advocating for more fair housing policies. This work is not new for Habitat for Humanity as we trace our roots to Koinonia Farms, an interracial Christian farming community founded by Clarence Jordan in 1942. Clarence dedicated his life and ministry to advocating for those living in poverty and for the equality of all people. We are a faith-based organization, but we realize the faith must be coupled with works in action. As we share in the sadness, anger, and uncertainty that have rocked our communities in the United States, as an organization, we recognize that we must do more. And so we commit to connecting issues of racial and social injustice to eradicate the barriers to affordable housing. Our homes are built together with families and the community. And then we sell them to the family with an affordable mortgage, which keeps their payments low. And in lieu of a down payment, our families invest hundreds of sweat equity hours in building their home and homes of others because we believe working together side by side promotes the understanding and self-reliance that we need. Thriving, just not surviving in a tough economy, means that we in the social service sector need to be innovative, inclusive, and collaborative. We can't achieve our mission alone, and so we applaud the NAACP for recognizing the importance housing and education has on the health of a thriving community. Thank you once again for this honor. I look forward to continuing our relationship with the NAACP, working together with a strong commitment to equity and true community, a reality. Happy 90th anniversary.
Congratulations again, Blair Wilson, and all of those in that group of awardees. Congratulations. Next, we have the Education Award, and it is being presented by our very own Education Chair, Renee Oshakur. So please sit back and have a listen, and let's congratulate them. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Renee Ojo-Hikware, and it's my honor as Education Chair to present this year's Education Award. The recipients of the Education Award have demonstrated great dedication and commitment to the promotion of education. Rocco Antoniello was born in Orange, New Jersey, and raised in West Caldwell. He earned a bachelor's degree in history at Western Connecticut State University, earned a master's degree in the arts of teaching at William Patterson University, and earned a degree in Educational Administration Supervisor at Kane University. He's been a social studies teacher at the Morris School District for 14 years. In addition, he has coached on the 2010 Group 3 State Championship Morristown High School football team, as well as the 2021 North Group 2 Regional Championship James Caldwell High School football team. He is happily married to Allison Antoniello and father to Rocco Jr., Gaetano, and Alyssa.
Good evening. First, I'd like to thank the Morris County NAACP for selecting me for this prestigious award. It is an honor and a privilege to earn one of the educational awards. I would also like to congratulate all of the recipients for their hard work, dedication, and perseverance in their fields. Now for a little background on myself. Both of my parents immigrated to America from Italy. My mother moved to Brooklyn, New York at the age of 23, and my father moved to Orange, New Jersey at the age of 2. They both faced different types of adversity in their lives, whether it was learning how to speak English or trying to assimilate to a new country. At a very young age, they instilled in me the importance of a good work ethic and to always have a growth mindset. I've tried to take those lessons with me into my work as an educator and a coach. I've been an educator at the Morris School District for 14 years. I've also coached football at Morristown High School for about 8 years, and I currently coach at James Caldwell High School. My goal as an educator and a coach is to motivate students into discovering their strengths and abilities, as well as teaching them the importance of being a good leader, responsible, and accountable. I hope these characteristics help guide them down the right path to help them make the right decisions later on in life. In closing, again, I just want to thank the Morris County NAACP for selecting me for this prestigious award. So thank you again, and have a good night.
Warren J. Kersey is the 4th generation of his family to be born and raised in Morristown, New Jersey. He is the grandson of the late Mrs. Julia Kersey, who was a longtime social worker, community activist in Morris County. Warren matriculated through the Morris School District, and in 2005, he graduated from Morristown High School and went on to college. In May 2009, he graduated with honors from Hampton University with a bachelor's degree in history. He received a master's degree in childhood and special education from NYU in May 2011. Warren was a 5th grade teacher at North Star Academy in Newark, New Jersey for 4 years. In 2015, he began teaching in the Morris School District at Frelinghuysen Middle, where he teaches 8th grade civics. Aside from teaching, he is the co-advisor for Melanin Minds and for the Equity and Inclusion Student Council. Warren serves as an advocate for his students and makes sure his students get the skills they need for life. Warren's greatest joy in life comes with being a husband and a father. He is married to Sanaa E. Kersey, and they are the proud parents of son Josiah, who is the light of their lives. As a family, they enjoy traveling both domestic and international and yearly summer vacations on Martha Vineyard. Warren is honored to have been selected and thanks to NAACP for their continued work in the ongoing fight for civil rights.
Good evening. I am Warren Kersey. I was born and raised in Morristown, New Jersey. My family actually came to Morristown in 1896 from North Carolina, so Morristown will always be my home. I would like to thank the NAACP for thinking enough of me to honor me. I've been an educator for the past 11 years, and I have been at Frelinghuysen Middle School, which I attended for the past 7 years. It is my passion to educate young adolescents and help them think for themselves, especially around the topic of civics, which I teach. It is absolutely imperative that students are well aware of their rights as American citizens. Additionally, it's also important for students to know that the fight for citizenship hasn't always been easy, and organizations like the NAACP have been at the forefront and continue to be at the forefront because the fight is still not over. I am thankful for the NAACP's hard work nationally and locally for the fight for civil rights. I consider myself a child of the NAACP, as I was a member of the Morris County Youth Council as a child and teenager. And while I was in high school, I actually had the opportunity to serve as the Morris County NAACP Youth Council President for 4 years. And I was actually able to represent the Morris County branch on a national level in Houston, Texas. This is an experience that I will never forget because I was able to listen and meet many prominent civil rights leaders. congratulations on your 90th anniversary. And from its inception, I've actually had members of my own family who were part of the executive board, going back to my late great uncle, Woodard Delane, to my cousins Clifford and Mary Burton. Again, thank you for honoring me. I'm also looking forward to my future work as a Morris County NAACP Youth Council advisor. So let's continue being the largest and the oldest, the baddest and the boldest, the most loved, the most hated, the most feared and revered, the most cussed and discussed civil rights organization in America.
Gordon Drury earned his bachelor's degree from SUNY at Albany with licensure in special education and is a life member of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Throughout his teaching career, he has also served as a mentor to young boys between the age of 9 and 17, as well as refereed and coached high school football, boys lacrosse, track and field, and girls basketball. In 2011, he published More Abundantly, a book of poetry.
My name is Gordon Drury Jr., and I'd like to thank the NAACP for this award in education. I know they could have picked anybody else, but I'm fortunate and I'm grateful that they selected me. Even though I don't do anything I do for an award. I work at the Morris School District as a teacher for over 27 years, and I do it because I love working with young people. I love seeing them, the light bulbs go off, and I love to see them work hard. I love to see them struggle with something and push through it. You know, I do it because I want to be a motivator. I want to help kids have the same dreams I had growing up. I was fortunate to have the guidance of Dr. Pritchett and Butchie Barber and Eddie Hackett, people like that in the community that stood up and helped me to be a successful person in life. And so I want to be the same kind of role model. I want to help be somebody they can look up to, like Mr. Osborne or Mr. Carmel. And I'm just thankful that you selected me today for this award. I know that there are a lot of people that deserve this award too, but I thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Congratulations to these honorees.
Congratulations to everyone, and look forward to receiving your award plaque next month. Thank you and congratulations again. Next, we have our Youth Council Award, who will be going to Valencia Julian of Morristown, New Jersey. She's a high school student who's a scholar of knowledge who enjoys history, writing, and reading books on actual crimes and philosophy. An active member of the community who volunteers for a variety of nonprofit organizations. A self-assured and exhilarating performer in sports and on the theater stage. Again, she is our president for our youth council for the Morris County NAACP. Let's hear from Valencia Julian.
A young woman from Morristown will be honored by the Morris County branch of the NAACP. On February 11th, Valencia Julian is being recognized as the recipient of their 90th anniversary Freedom Fund Youth Council Award. This 17-year-old is an Alzheimer's Association Greater New Jersey chapter volunteer. She authored the children's book, Giselle Learns About Alzheimer's, for her Northern New Jersey Girl Scout Gold Award Leadership Project. Valencia saw the toll that this disease took on her grandparents.
Good evening, NAACP members, my fellow honorees, and guests. First, I would like to express my gratitude to President Vanessa Brown, the NAACP Morris County Branch Executive Committee, the Youth Council, and the 90th Freedom Fund Anniversary Committee for selecting me as this year's Morris County Youth Council Award recipient. I am deeply honored to accept this award. Thanks to President Vanessa Brown, Vice President Anawada Anderson, Miss Jackie Cobb, Mr. Yasini Cobb, and Miss Linda Julian, the summer of 2020, the Morris County Youth Council was revived. In an effort to keep my peers engaged and active, I was instrumental in diversifying the outlook of our youth council by recruiting teens from the community. During the pandemic, I held virtual meetings over Zoom and provided fun, educational games during Black History Month. I was selected by the Morristown High School administration to join the Equity and Inclusion Student Council, a student council within the Morris school district that works closely with the Board of Education in order to create anti-racist policies to ensure that all students in the district have the opportunity to succeed socially and academically, then later to be elevated to a board member. Over the last 2 summers, I have worked with the district on a program to elevate student voices and to reform the 8th grade English curriculum. As a result of the Equity and Inclusion Board's impressive work, the NJ State Board of Education honored us with the 2021 Student Recognition Award. Currently, I am working on my Girl Scouts Gold Award, which inspired me to publish a children's book and ebook on Alzheimer's titled Giselle Learns About Alzheimer's. I have held live Zoom readings for the Alzheimer's Association and children in our community. I had audiobooks created in different languages in order to bring awareness beyond the walls of Morristown, New Jersey. Not only does the book teach children about Alzheimer's, but it depicts a community of diversity. I would like to take this opportunity to address directly to our Morris County parents and young adults. If you would like more educational resources and would like to be in the fight for social justice to create equity within your community, the NAACP Morris County Youth Council is an amazing environment to do so, where young adults, teens, children can learn, advocate, and build all in one place. Take this opportunity to put your talents, gifts, and strengths to use. The time is now to become a member. Keep in mind, still living today are influential thinkers, the wealthiest elites, and government officials who opposed to the civil rights movements that are now sitting in positions that will make decisions based on their ideology that may exclude people of color. This is our time to create a future of strong, loyal allies at these tables in order to ensure equality for generations to come. Barbara Jordan, the first African American elected to the Texas Senate and the first Southern African American woman elected to the United States House of Representatives, once said, "What the people want is very simple. They want an America as good as it's promised." In closing, thank you to my Heavenly Father, family, friends, church family, the Morris School District, and the NAACP, who continues to support, nurture, and love me as I continue my pathway in life. I look forward to continuing the good fight, not only within our community, but also beyond.
Congratulations again, Valencia Julian. We see a bright star in you, and we look forward to supporting you throughout your career, your journey. Thank you and congratulations. I'd like to take this time to recognize our Morris County NAACP Branch President's Award recipient, Melvin Warren. Melvin Warren has been a member of our branch for some time now. He was an actual founder of the Sussex Warren branch of the NAACP. Melvin Warren will greet you himself, but we thank you and we appreciate you and congratulate you for all you do. He's our parliamentarian at our branch and a retired detective from the prosecutor's office. Melvin Warren.
Greeting Morris County Chapter NAACP and congrats on our 90th Freedom Fund. I want to thank the members of the NAACP Morris County Chapter, and I am truly blessed to be part of this President's Award. I want to thank all the members, the branch, the president, and everybody for getting me this award. I really appreciate it. Thank you, and God bless. And once again, thank you, Madam President. You're the best. You work hard. We work as a team. And the Morris County Chapter is #1. Thank you, and God bless again.
Congratulations again, Melvin Warren. Well, next we have a wonderful presentation for our very own Clifford Dawkins. Wait till you hear this. Keith Bodden is our branch emeritus. This is a title that we created, and he will have some words now And congratulations to you, Clifford. He'll talk to you.
Thank you all for being on this program tonight, the 90th anniversary of Morris County NAACP Unit 2092. Founded 90 years ago, 1931, by a Morristown High School graduate who, with all the dangers around her, formed this chapter. And tonight, we are honored to be a part of this event. Again, let me thank you all, the executive committee, our members, President Brown, for this event. And I hope everyone is safe and continue fighting this, not only the injustice, but also the virus. I am privileged to introduce not only an outstanding scholar, a lawyer, but also a Jamaican brother who was born in Jamaica, West Indies, and under the most difficult circumstances, achieved his objectives and goals. And I would like for all the young people just to look at this young man, Clifford Dawkins, as an example of what we can do when we don't say, no, I can't, but say, yes, I can. Clifford Dawkins, Esquire. He has reached out his education, not only at Rutgers Law School, his experiences also overseas in Europe, his experiences also negotiating with Fortune 500 companies. His experience also include outreach to the community and providing services without cost. He is an example of why we are walking in the footsteps of our past, what shall I say, the warriors. The warriors that overcame slavery, the warriors that overcame segregation. This is Clifford Dawkins. And you'll see his resume with all of the outstanding things that he has done. And we're so grateful that he is part of our Morris County community. Now I present to you Clifford Dawkins, Esquire, but also, like me, a Jamaican immigrant and a lifetime NAACP member. Congratulations again, Clifford, on your award tonight, and let's keep the good work going. And in the words of our Jamaica ancestors, much love and safety to you and your family.
I am incredibly humbled. Brother Bowden, I know you're on the line, so let me just say to you, much love to you and the family as well. I can't thank you enough for that wonderful introduction. Madam President, good brother Bowden, NAACP family, fellow honorees, I'm humbled, incredibly honored to receive this recognition. When I learned I was receiving this recognition, this year's Clara Watson Pinkman Heritage Award, I was, of course, incredibly grateful, but I was also forced to face something I've grappled with my entire life. I had to reflect on legacy and what that means to an orphan son of a Jamaican immigrant mother that gave her life to give her 3 kids a shot at a better life. And where I landed was, I am, because we are this community, the people of Morris County, New Jersey. You all are the manifestation of Nelson Mandela's and the South African people's Ubuntu spirit in my life. Too many people to thank. I'm going to do this quickly. I see you watching, Madam President. But I want to start with thanking my late mother, Marjorie Ann Dawkins, who gave me life and taught me enough in our short time together to allow me to survive to see this day. I love you, Mom, and I know you're watching over us, and I am, because you did. I want to thank my kid sister, Maya, who has a 4.0, and the college acceptances are rolling in. But I also want to thank her for just being my best friend over the years, and for encouraging me and inspiring me to be the best person I can be. Her presence, your presence, Maya, kept me from making worse decisions than I did as a youth, because I knew you were looking up to me. I am, because you are. To my teachers, coaches, mentors I've had over the years, with particular focus on the Black men in my life who too often go unsung, from Bishop Dr. Joseph Ellis Woods, my spiritual father, mentor, and trusted advisor, to William Butchie Barber and his better half, Dr. Anita Barber, that mentored my wife and I as kids in the NAACP youth branch, to George Martin, Mabel Davis, the late Dr. Bill Primus, who took me under their wings in the Urban League's youth leadership program, to my teachers and coaches at Dover High School, including Sean and Kevin Bullock, to my college professors at Cornell University, like Dr. James Turner, Dr. Raymond Dalton, Dr. Naoma Mullins, Dr. Renee Alexander, and the late, great, my adopted father, Leon Lawrence. To my grad school and law professors like Dr. Prosper Godona, Chancellor Marcia Brown, to the Alpha chapter and the Sigma Zeta chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, love you, brothers, and to my D&W law firm partner, brother Bob Warrington, you know I love you. I am, because you are. I want to thank also my son and daughter for keeping me sharp and on my toes, Mercy. They say you get what you gave, and for showing me what real love truly is. I am, because you are, kids. To my beautiful wife, and this is important, right, who I asked to go steady 18 years on the day. I love you. You all may know the story, but we met in the nursery at Union Baptist when I was 5, following my mother's abrupt passing. Flash forward 16 to when we were 16, I asked her to go steady, and then we got married as sophomores in college at Cornell. And everyone thought we were crazy. So thank you, my love, for seeing fit to keep me around for these 18 years, lovely years, nearly 14 years of marriage, 2 kids, a dog, and tons of student loan debt. I am, because you are. In closing, like Attorney Crump's earlier statement about having a bit of a heavy heart, I recently spoke at the funeral of a young Black man that was my law school mentee. And I reminded folks in attendance of these words. We are all but energy, and energy cannot be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. So to those we've loved and lost, we carry your energy now, and we are keeping things moving. And the old African adage goes, you are not truly gone until the last person who remembers you is gone. So, Mom, those we've loved and lost, I hope today allows your legacies to live on through us just a little bit longer. Thank you again, Morris County NAACP, for what you are, for who you are, for all you do. Thank you, Madam President, and God bless.
Congratulations again, Clifford Dawkins. You certainly are the person for the Clara Watson Pinkman Heritage Award. It's the second time we presented this award. The first time we did to Keith Bodden. So we thought it was wonderful for him to be available to present it to you. Congratulations. So we are at the end of our program. We want to thank you for attending. And I'm going to be true to my word, so I'll just speak to you briefly so that we can keep it moving. And there'll be some music playing when this is all done. so that you can listen to some music and dance if you like right in your room for 10 minutes or so and get some exercise. This year has been a very trying year, but we've all overcome this year. We're all here and present and working towards a better community, a better New Jersey. I want to recognize my executive committee members at this time. None of this could be done without them. We are a team. We are the National Association for Advancement of Colored People for the Morris County branch of the NAACP in New Jersey. We also have the Youth Council that you saw our young person there. We're going to come back with a general membership so that you may meet the Youth Works person, the chair for the state of New Jersey, who is over all the youth in the state of New Jersey. And she will reach out to you to let you know further how to become a member, why you should become a member, have your children become a member, grandchildren, sponsor memberships. The other thing, memberships, that's why we're here as well, not only to just bring you the information, but let you learn how you can become a part of the organization. Membership for 1 year is just $30, and for youth, it's $15. And I believe at this point, we're doing membership for youth for $10. So if you don't have a child in mind, feel free to make a donation that will cover a youth or an adult. We know that we're in trying times. Everyone hasn't pulled through yet from the COVID, but they're trying. And I'm not going to keep you, as I said, but please look forward to looking at our meetings, joining us on our social platforms to be informed of what we're working on. There are various committees: criminal justice, education, housing, economic development, you name it, we have it, and there is a spot for you. We welcome you to join us and to be on a committee. You won't necessarily have to be on the front line or be on the executive committee, but you can be on a committee and help us with your knowledge and expertise, as well as join your children or grandchildren on the youth council. So again, I'm going to bid you good night and thank you again for attending. And we look forward to bringing you some additional programs, and we're out there in the field. We have a few things that come up in the community with regards to education and, of course, biases and things like that. We are a part of that. We don't necessarily broadcast everything we do. Some things we try to talk it out and make people see a better way. If it's not, then we have to go to court. And when we fight, we win. So with that being said, I want to now close on a positive note that we appreciate you taking this time on this Friday night and joining us on our 90th anniversary. We look forward to seeing you in the future, and may God continue to bless you. Thank you. And now we'll hear from our pastor, my pastor, the Reverend Dr. Jerry M. Carter, with a closing prayer.
Well, bow with me as we close out our time together. Again, God, thank you for having been with us. Thank you for your presence in this time of celebration. We ask now that you would empower us as we go from this place to be your agents of change, to being your instruments of justice. We ask that your favor would rest upon those who you are using in this organization, who you've been blessing for so many years now. We thank you for your enduring power. We thank you for your peace, your love, and your joy. Now, may the grace of Christ and the communion of the Spirit and the love and peace of God abide on us now and forevermore. Amen.
Amen. Amen. And thank you all. Thank you to our keynote speaker, the Honorable Benjamin Crump, Attorney Crump. And our host, Clifford Dawkins, thank you so much. And with behind the scenes, our DJ Bilal, and who's keeping it all together, Marcus Sibley. So enjoy some music, and thank you all for coming. And the ads will be going through, so please take a look at our sponsors. Our main sponsor this evening was Calvary Baptist Church, and we thank them so much for being a sponsor. We have others who participated with some ads and membership, and stay tuned and take a look at their information while the music is being played. And become a member, renew your membership, or you can move up in different levels. We will have an electronic journal. We have a YouTube page where you can look at some additional information, the detailed bios and things like that. Again, have a great evening.